17th. Will the clerk call the roll?
Carol Wolford.
Here.
Holly Levine.
Here.
Jim Shanks.
Here.
Will Hayes.
Here.
David Kyle.
Here.
Bob McAfee.
Here.
Anita Francis.
Here.
Roger Spencer.
Here. Will you stand with me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Father, as we begin another session of the Board of Alderman here in Carl Junction, grant us vision to see beyond the present and to plan for a future where our city thrives. Guide our decisions towards progress, growth, and a better quality of life for all. Amen.
Number 3 is approve the agenda. Any changes? Any questions?
Make a motion, we approve the agenda as typed.
Second. Motion to approve the agenda by Roger Spencer, second by Dr. Pyle. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. 8 in the affirmative. The agenda is approved. Number 4, consent agenda. Any changes, comments, or questions on that one?
I've got 2 questions on disbursements. Can you tell me what we paid Barker, Phillips, and Jackson for cyber liability policy?
That is the cyber policy. Murma doesn't do that through them. We have to contract that out to third party, and they've had it since 2022, I think. But Murma doesn't do that anymore. So we have to do it through third party.
Okay, so we pay that yearly. And then on the payments to SNS for, what was it? Setting up City Hall emails and firewall, what all work did that include? And are we on some sort of contract with that provider?
That is what Scott does, our Microsoft email group, so that we can access it through the web rather than like some sort of separate service. They bill it monthly, but it's per month, but they bill it annually. So that's the annual fee for all of our email addresses and firewall here at City Hall. That's what that is. There's a separate one for the PD, there's a separate one for all members. So it's just through Microsoft. There's not a contract or anything like that. It's just Microsoft.
Okay, seems like a lot of money. Okay, that was my only questions on disbursements. Thank you. Motion to approve the consent agenda. Second.
Motion to approve the consent agenda by Holly Levine, second by Carol Wolford. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. 8 in the affirmative. Number 5 is public forum. Anyone wishing to come forward and speak to the council? Just let me read to go ahead and approach each person wishing to speak to the mayor and board of aldermen shall state their name, address, or organization, the subject matter they wish to comment upon. All comments should be directed to the mayor in a civil manner. Comments are limited to 5 minutes unless the mayor or board member of the board grants additional time.
Oh, fancy. Okay, my name is Kristen. I own Pup, the dog boutique down the street at 301 South Main. The sidewalk in front of our store has become very dilapidated, and it really is just like falling apart. Chunks are coming off of it, so I wanted to see about potentially getting our sidewalk fixed. That's my comment.
Thank you.
Do we have any sort of protocol for repairing sidewalks?
We do, and Jay keeps a pretty good list of sidewalks that need repair. I'm sure it's on it because it's been that way for a while. We've got all of them down by the school, I think pretty much completed now, don't we? And you just did one up by the post
Ronnie
office.
Street, Cobble Street, they're gonna move it over.
Okay.
Jay, you know where her shop's located?
Yeah, it's all on Main Street.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. And I want to thank you for your presence in our community. You guys have been
Oh, yeah.
a real asset since you
Thanks.
opened your business, and I appreciate all the things you do for the community. The outreach and the block parties and stuff you do is just really wonderful for our community.
Cool, thank you. Yeah, thanks for letting us have the block party. It was fun. So we had a really good turnout. So,
And I hope we can get your sidewalks taken care of for you.
yeah, thanks, me too. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak? Second call. Anyone else wishing to speak? Moving on. Number 6, approval of bids for stormwater damages repairs.
We advertised for bids to get all the tornado damage taken care of that happened on Easter Sunday. You also have laying in front of you a recommendation from our engineer. They are recommending R.E. Smith Construction for a total of $180,000, $411. There will be an immediate change order to that because of your expression of that these 2 sets of solar arrays are abandoned. It will be about a $1,600 deduct off of that, but that will be coming down to,
The fencing for the skate parks included in this?
yes.
And then what are they going to do to the little storage building over here?
It's got 2 windows, guttering, roof panels, and some side panels also.
And then they're going to redo that little well house or whatever.
Yeah, they've got 3 different well house roofs to fix, 1, 2, and 3. Then they've got a window over at the PD, a window here, plus some soffit fascia damage here to repair, the wood siding repair, the snow guards up on the roof. There's a pretty good list of it in there.
And then the fencing at the pickleball courts, that was a separate incident. That didn't happen
Separate event,
because of
I
this.
just got that turned in to Vermont.
Okay.
Make a motion, we approve the storm damage repair bid by R.E. Smith.
Second.
Motion by Dr. Powell to approve the bids from R.E. Smith, second by Roger Spencer. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. 8 in the affirmative.
I will have a contract at the next meeting.
Number 7, ordinances. Ordinance authorizing a promissory note for $1 million to CBT.
Make a motion, we put it on reading, but for title only.
Second.
Motion to put this on first reading by title only by Roger Spencer, second by Holly Levine. Will the clerk read the title?
An ordinance authorizing the city of Carl Junction, Missouri to execute a promissory note in the amount of $1 million to Community Bank and Trust, Neosho, Missouri lender at a fixed rate equal to 5.5% on the outstanding principal balance from time to time until April 30th, 2026, subject to optional prepayment by the city at any time without premium or penalty, out of funds deposited in the city's general fund derived from taxes and other revenues for the year ending April 30th, 2026, provided, however, after April 30th, 2026, any amount outstanding shall bear interest at the rate of 10% until the note and interest is paid in full, and authorizing the mayor and or city administrator to execute said promissory note for and on behalf of the city of Carl Junction, Missouri.
Any questions or comments, council? I have one. This line about after April 30th, 2026, outstanding amount bear interest of 10%. That kind of seems kind of high to me. Why is that in that language?
That's the language that they sent over to us from the bank. I don't have an answer for why.
May I add something that, we are not approaching our debt limit because this $1 million is payable in full by the end of this budget year. And the fact that there is a possibility of it not being paid in full is a question that I've raised with our special counsel was hired, and that question's been presented to them as to whether this can be done. We have not heard back from him on the subject. Is that correct? But the issue is it payable in full from the funds we either anticipate receiving in revenue beyond our expenditures, plus what we have on hand within this budget year? And that carryover to possibly 10% interest is not something that the city should be planning to do. The city should plan to pay this in full by the end of the year, or negotiate a new indebtedness payable default.
I just brought it to my attention because it goes from 5.5% to 10%. That's quite a big jump in less than a year, because we're going to borrow this money here in June or July. So it's just my question. Any other questions?
Motion we put this ordinance on second reading by title only.
Second.
Motion to put it on second reading by title only by Holly Devine, second by Roger Spencer. Will the clerk read the title for the second time, please?
An ordinance authorizing the city of Carl Junction, Missouri to execute a promissory note in the amount of $1 million to Community Bank and Trust Neosho, Missouri lender at a fixed rate equal to 5.5% on the outstanding principal balance from time to time until April 30th, 2026, subject to optional prepayment by the city at any time without premium or penalty, out of funds deposited in the city's general fund derived from taxes and other revenues for the year ending April 30th, 2026. Provided, however, after April 30th, 2026, any amount outstanding shall bear interest at the rate of 10% until the note and interest is paid in full, and authorizing the mayor and/or city administrator to execute said promissory note for and on behalf of the city of Carl Junction, Missouri.
Any other questions, comments?
If we re-sign it for another year, is that what the rate would be, or would it change at that time?
No, the rates would change, and with the way rates are going, it could be lower. But we don't know for sure.
Okay, we've had a first and second reading. We need to either put this on passage.
What's the question that we still have?
I'm just unsure of the possibility of carrying this over past this year. I think we're on solid ground as far as borrowing the money, paying it off this year. The fact that it possibly could carry over that 10% concerns me, and I'm just looking for guidance on that. It raises a question I'm not certain. But there is a certification by counsel, legal counsel, that is required before this can go through. I'm not prepared to make that yet. That's why I've asked special counsel to look at it, make certain that we are within boundaries of the Missouri Constitution on borrowing funds. The 10% isn't really the issue. It's the possibility of this carrying over beyond the year of its maturity. That raises the question to me. And I'm not sure of the answer. I'm not suggesting it's something we can't do. I'm just telling you that I'm not sure. And that's why we've asked special counsel to give us the okay.
So if we were to approve this tonight and then we find out there is an issue with it, then,
Yeah, we haven't borrowed money.
Right.
Passing the ordinance doesn't self-enact this. It allows the city to go forward, but the document still has to be signed. And like I say, one of those documents the bank requires is certification from the city's council, me, that it is a lawful engagement. And I've told you I have a question, and I'm seeking advice from persons who have the best legal authorities at their disposal in the state. And I'm sure he can give an answer and certify it if it's a proper evidence. That's the question. That's the resolution.
I make a motion to put it on final passage.
Second.
Motion by Walter Hayes to put it on final passage. Second by Holly Levine. This is a hand vote. Do we have electronic voting?
Yes, sir.
To go to electronic voting. All in favor of going to electronic voting, please raise your hand. 8 in the affirmative, please vote. As far as I can see, it looks like 8 yeses. Kind of. So the ordinance passes. What is the ordinance number, please?
2517.
Number 8 is reports. Long-term projects report. I think that's Steve's. Anybody have any questions? Or Steve, you have anything to add to it?
Part of your packet in there was the quote for updating the audiovisual in this building. So you have that now. It was $14,000. I think somebody had also asked me about what the PD was. And that's the one that we're working on that grant for also. And it was $49,440 for the PD.
Any questions of Steve, of his report?
Did we get sorted out on the country club soccer fields? We're happy with that?
A couple of people are not.
No, I'm not satisfied with the work at all. I don't think anywhere close to the work that should have been done was done.
So was that contractor paid or was that check held?
I still got the check.
Check was held.
Okay, thank you.
You guys had authorized that.
So I don't really know where we go from here, but I am pretty strongly opposed to paying this as it is right now. So I don't know if there would be a possibility of having this contractor come in and complete the work to our satisfaction, or I don't really know what the next step would be, but
What was he supposed to do? What's the contractor supposed to do? Just seed it? Or was he supposed to?
You know, for the bid, he was to bring in dirt, level out some pretty good check holes and everything in that, and then reseed it with hydroseed it, get the play area done.
The soccer field. It just looks like it needs a whole lot more dirt. Because it's real low, but
It just looks really patchy and spotty out there. Very unlevel.
the bid was to spread topsoil over 112,500 square feet area to a 2 to 3 inch thickness. So by my calculations, that's like tons of truckloads of dirt. So if that amount of dirt would have went to that field, that would have been noticeable. The bid that was approved says to hydroseed it. I don't know if it was hydroseeded or if it was regular seeded. I mean, you can't tell. Whatever seed that was out there is completely overtaken by weeds and rain and flooding. The field is not in any better condition than it was last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. The bid that was signed by the contractor says that it would be completed before the spring rains. That obviously didn't happen. I'm just really at a loss of how anybody would think this is acceptable or would submit this for payment.
So Steve, what is the, we going to contact the guy and see if he's going to complete the work? Or has he, says he completed it and it's not up to our satisfaction?
Not up to your satisfaction, and that's what I'll do, is contact him and tell him that.
Holly, does that answer your question?
You know, because you're holding up a payment on a contractor, I want to vote on it. I need a vote on it so that I can have firm ground to stand on when this comes around, that when I say the council is not happy with it, I'm not just talking about two people, I'm talking about the council. I want firm direction.
That's fine. I think everybody would be happy to vote on that. I have a hard time thinking that anybody would vote in the affirmative to pay $25,000 for whatever was done out there. You know, I'm sorry, go ahead. No, you're fine. And I think it adds another level to this that, I mean, we're not only wasting our taxpayer dollars, these are federal funds that we're using for this, and it seems outrageous to me that we're trying to spend federal funds and the work has not been completed. This is exactly why people don't trust the city or don't trust things that are happening. So I'm happy to take a vote on that.
So do we have a motion to go to a vote on whether we hold his check, or how should we word it?
Well, I have a question. Is it possible, because obviously he's done some work at some point, so to at least pay for part of it while we try and get a solution to fix it? I mean, I understand there's water standing out there, so it does need work, but I don't know what that is. But then again, I think somebody's done some work, you know, purchase whatever was needed, gas money, whatever, that, you know, hate to hold them up with all of the money. I don't know if that's possible or not, but.
I mean, it's been 6 months.
Money out of pocket,
Is it?
you know, for materials. And
Yeah, I just hate to have somebody,
His helper, I'm sure what that amount is, I have no idea, because it was lump sum, you know, we just said, you do this work and we'll pay you this amount. But
Which, if I recall correctly, his amount was significantly lower than the previous bid that fell through.
I think it was like only $400, if I remember right. I think
was closer to-
it was like 25 for.
Okay.
So Holly, would you like to make a motion on this subject?
Motion for a vote?
Motion
we
for a
hold
vote.
the check until the work's been completed or some resolution.
Second.
Motion by Holly to hold the check till there's some kind of a resolution. Second by Carol Wolford. Is this just a regular hand vote, or all those in favor signify by raising your right hand? That are in firm for it? 1, 2, 3, 4 for it. All those against it? 1, 2. So it's a tie vote. So that vote goes to me. I agree with Holly. These are federal funds, and we need to hold this check up and hold this guy accountable. Thank you. I have one question, Steve. On this Center Creek pickleball, of course, I live across the street from it, and you put up caution tape. We still have people going in there and playing pickleball. Does this relieve us of any, if somebody gets hurt?
They were playing on the north side. I tried to make sure they were playing on the north side where that fence wasn't laying in there. It's on Jay's schedule to get that out of there so we can.
Okay, because there's several people down there playing since this has happened, and I feel the safety, something needs to be addressed there other than just putting up caution tape, whether it means going out there and cutting the post out and putting a cap on it to protect it or whatever, but something needs to happen. Thank you. Anything else on the long-term projects report?
Are we going to discuss this bid, or is that for later, or what?
Which one?
For the technology in here?
Oh, yeah, that's, if you want to, yeah, I just put that in there for your information.
Yeah, I'll go after it. So I really love this bid because They give you the exact specifications and equipment they're recommending. So all of the equipment that they are recommending is available on Amazon. The price that they're charging us is $13,285. To buy all this equipment on Amazon, and that's just like retail, me buying it myself, is $7,400. And that doesn't even count for like any dealer or wholesale that this person may be getting. So that's a 90% markup right there. And then just for the installation, $4,500. I would be very interested to see what that includes, how many people and how many hours they're expecting for that. I feel that this would be something that we could do in-house. We could buy this equipment, install it ourselves, not too difficultly, I believe. I think we could do this for $8,000. That's just my opinion.
So Steve, you need direction on that too? Need a vote on that, or?
We've never expected any, or we have never accepted any bids or anything. I was just asked to provide a number for it, so it's however the council wants to proceed with getting it taken care of.
So council, Steve is throwing it back to you. So what do you want to do?
It's the only bid we have.
This is all part of that larger technology agreement that we did with Mid-Central.
Yes. We know we need to get the AV system in here upgraded.
Yeah, we need to get something where the public can watch the council and tell who's talking, because some people's voices are hard to distinguish.
That's the biggest comment that I receive, is that they can't see who's talking.
So council, do we go with this Mid-Central bid? I don't even have it in my packet, I'm sorry. I know it was online, I probably should have copied it off, but I thought it was in my packet and it's not in here. Okay, there it is, thank you. Because I was going in order with everything. So Steve, have we already accepted this company for our technology, or?
Yeah, we just accepted them to do,
We contracted with them to do like an assessment. So they went around and did an assessment of what they
Okay.
think that we need. And now, every time we're ready to do a new project, they are able to bid that project the same as anybody else. But now on this, that's the only bid we
Okay,
got.
thank you for explaining, because I wasn't in when this discussion was held originally, so I'm kind of blind to it, or even though I sat out in the audience, I don't always know what's being said or in front of the council here on the diocese. So council, it's back in your hands. Do you want to continue on with this, or do you wish to go out for some more bids?
Seems like it would be worth at least going out for another bid.
I think so.
Because usually by our code book, we are supposed to go out on any type of work, at least 3 bids. Now, that's my memory.
this was, we keep calling it a bid, and actually, we shouldn't be calling it a bid, we should be calling it a proposal, because it has never been advertised, for that type of work. What we had advertised was, like what Holly said, was, the analysis and the assessment of everything that we've already got and what to bring it up to. So it would still need advertised. I do not expect you to accept this. It was a number for you guys to get started with, in knowing what to do.
This is what they said it would cost, right?
Yes. Yep.
So basically, this gives you kind of a spec sheet to go off of, to have people go out and bid for it. And I would like to see us go out for bids on this and see what comes back. It might be higher, it might be less. We might have somebody here local that could, because this, where are they at? Well, it says
Right here.
Carl Junction. But,
You know, that's, and what we've done with a lot of computer systems is that we've bought equipment, and then Scott just comes in and does the labor for us and does the software work and all of that type of thing to get it installed. We just have the components here for him.
so council, does that go out for bid process, or do we just go buy the stuff off of Amazon as Holly's suggestion and have Scott from S&S install it, if he can install it? What's your decision? It's all back in your court.
I'd like to see a couple of bids and then figure out from Amazon how much it would cost us just to buy it directly and make our decision then.
So it may be 2 bids, one for all the equipment and installation, and one just for installation.
Okay. I think you've got some clear direction now, Steve. Thank you. Anything else on this long-term projects report from Steve? If not, we'll move on. Treasurer's report.
Oh, can we go back one sec for long-term? Has anything been done on the pool?
No, the rain has totally held that up also. Nothing's been done on it.
Okay.
You know, if you guys want an apples to apples comparison, you know, it was pretty dry out when we did that last time, and then when the mayor brought it up, we were still under our average, and we're like 7.5 inches over on our average rainfall now. So, you know, the ground's totally saturated.
And then anything on the strategic plan?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Anything else, council? Treasurer's report. Any questions there? I have none. We'll move on. Police Department report. Any questions there?
So you got the person that dumped all the trash? That's good.
Yeah, it was horrible. Anything else on the Police Department report? Do you have anything to add, Assistant Chief?
No, sir.
Thank you. Public Works report. Anything on that report? Jay, do you have anything to add to your report or need to explain some of this on here? Thank you.
You got the stuff in for the irrigation line?
Keep close.
Sidewalk looks good in front of the post office, by the way.
Thank you.
Did somebody help you from Special Road District on that?
Yeah, Derek has hooked up this
About how long did he help you?
hour.
Okay, thank you.
One thing, you know, Jay, they did a good job out there in our area cleaning them
Thank you.
deal out.
Yes, we're excited for them to get to Country Club
Find out if
Estates.
the water runs.
There's one outside.
Yeah.
I wish there was some place we could take the water that goes north where,
Well, there's no swell
I know,
down there.
you're-
I didn't call in a line locator for that part yet. I told the line locator yesterday that I'm gonna call that back in for that part.
'cause I know that's mosquito haven down there.
Yeah.
Anything else of Jay and his report? Committee reports. Budget Finance, Walter Hayes, Chair.
I don't have anything tonight.
Code Nuisance, Carol Wolford, anything?
Nothing tonight.
Human Resources, Roger Spencer, Chair, anything?
Nothing at this time, sir.
Public Facilities and Planning, Dr. Pyle.
No, sir.
Economic Development, Holly Levine, anything there?
No, nothing tonight.
Number 9 is unfinished business. Anita, you have any unfinished business?
No, sir.
Old business?
No.
Holly?
No.
Bob?
Nothing.
Roger?
Nothing.
I have nothing. Dr. Pyle?
No, sir.
Walter?
No, sir.
Carol?
No, sir.
Jim? James?
No, sir.
Mr. Talley, you got anything under?
No.
Elena? Crystal? Steve?
No, sir.
Assistant Chief, you got anything?
No, sir.
Old business? Jay, any old business? Number 10 is new business. Anita, new business?
No.
Holly? Bob?
No, sir.
Roger?
Nothing.
I have nothing. Dr. Pyle?
No, sir.
Walter Hayes?
No, sir.
Carol?
No, sir.
James, you have anything new business?
No, sir.
Mr. Talley?
No.
Elena, new business? Crystal? Steve, new business?
No, sir.
Assistant Chief?
No, sir.
Jay?
Yes, I did put up some, no parking signs from Cogle Street down to Broadway on Roney Street, because the people were driving in the ditches and parking to get to the school, and I had like 2, 3 complaints.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Is there any other business before the council?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion to adjourn by Holly Levine, second by Carol Wolford. All those in favor of us adjourning, please raise your right hand. 8 in the affirmative, we are